Back at Goss Stadium, Erik Elken alongside Jim Wilson. Beavers with a 1-0 lead. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, that man in there holding the towel in the depths of the Stanford dugout, Mark Marquis, in his 36th year as the director of baseball for Stanford. 1,451 total wins for him at Stanford to 753 losses and 7 ties. That's his all-time record. Led the Cardinal to back-to-back national championships in 1987 and 88. 5 College World Series appearances, College World Series championship appearances, 14 College World Series appearances, as Michael Conforto takes a first pitch strike. And there's a good chance they could return to the College World Series this year. They were in one of the polls, #1 in the country to lead off the year, and the unanimous pick in the Pac-12 to win it. A little bit of a slow start for them, though, and now they're starting to get their swagger back a little bit. 11-8 in conference, 2.5 back of first place, and Marquis is a guy who's just been around here forever.
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of stuff there in 36 years. I think when Marquis first arrived on Stanford's campus as a student athlete, he played for the Stanford Indians. It was at the time, and when he was first a coach, he coached in the Pac-8. I mean, that's how long he's been around. And since then, of course, 12 conference titles and back-to-back College World Series championships, and then a gold medal even in 1998 Seoul Games. Done a lot of things, a lot of great things at Stanford.
We mentioned a little bit talking about Tyler Gaffney being a 2-sport athlete. Mark Marquis was also a 2-sport athlete at Stanford, playing both baseball and football. 2-2 to Conforto.
Conforto battling the big 6'8" lefty. As long as you're talking about coaches, Pat Casey in his 18th year, half the years that Marquis has put in, also has back-to-back championships under his belt. Also a 2-sport athlete. Pat Casey was a basketball and a baseball player at University of Portland. Both very accomplished athletes, coaches. Pretty darn good coaching matchup here.
Not too shabby at all. 3-2 to Conforto. Conforto rolls over one foul. He'll do it again. I think one of the coolest things about Mark Marquis, though, there are a lot of them. When he was playing football, his head coach at the time was Dick Vermeil. But guess who his freshman roommate was at Stanford back in the day?
I'm not going to guess because I might get it right.
Mitt Romney, who, that name may sound familiar to some of you out there. Conforto works out a walk, so a leadoff walk issued by Garrett Hughes. Marquis was asked about his relationship with Romney and said he's sort of lost touch with him when he went on his mission trip after the freshman year. Romney only ended up spending a year at Stanford, but that man right there was his roommate, and said the best thing about Mitt was that he had a car, and not a lot of people on campus had a car. So he had a way of getting around places.
Yeah, he had the money back then.
Yeah, at the time, Mitt Romney's father was the governor of Michigan, the owner of American Motors.
Oh, pretty. You have 2 roommates in that equation. A couple of pretty successful careers, as it turns out.
Yeah, they've done all right. You mentioned that 1988 Olympic gold medal in Seoul. Ed Sprague was on that team. Now the head coach of Pacific. Ryan Dunn at the plate. 1-1 the count to him, with Michael Conforto on first after a leadoff walk issued by Garrett Hughes.
May see old Marty Lees ask Ryan Dunn here to bunt. Sometimes you got your cleanup hitter, but Ryan Dunn isn't your conventional cleanup hitter. He puts the ball in play. He does have 6 home runs. He's second on this Beaver team in home runs. Difference between Ryan Dunn with 6 home runs and Michael Conforto, the Pac-12 leader in RBIs, is that Conforto only has 1 solo home run this year. The rest of them have been either 2 or 3 run home runs. Boy, that's the way to do it.
Doesn't hurt when you have Tyler Smith batting in front of you, getting on base for you, in the case of Michael Conforto.
And maybe that's Ryan Dunn's problem, is that Conforto knocks in all the runs, doesn't
then
give
he bats
Dunn
with
a
nobody
chance.
on. Tyler Smith came into this ball game tied for 4th in the Pac-12 with a .378 batting average. Led the pack for quite some time. Dipped off a little bit. Dunn smokes this one into left. Piscotti cuts it off. Conforto on his way to 3rd. It'll be a stand-up double for Ryan Dunn. And the Beavers are in business. Runners on 2nd and 3rd and nobody out here in the 4th.
Well, that's why you don't ask him to bunt, is because he's one of your top hitters. He smashes this double and really sets Oregon State up with scoring opportunities here. 2nd and 3rd, no outs, and you're still right in the meat of your order with Jake Rodriguez hitting.
Rodriguez certainly has some pop in the bat. 0 for 1 this afternoon. He flew out to right. But Rodriguez with 2 home runs on the season, and one of them was a 3-run home run against Portland a couple of weeks ago in a non-conference game. That one on the road. Golden RBI opportunity for Rodriguez. Lifts this one the opposite way. Going back, Wilson should be deep enough for Conforto as well as Dunn. The throw goes to 3rd, but both runners advance. It's a sac fly RBI for Jake Rodriguez as Conforto comes home to score, and the Beavers are up 2-0.
I'll tell you what, this is great baseball all the way around. First of all, Oregon State gets the best of both worlds on an out anyway, in that the run scores and the runner moves from 2nd to 3rd. And I'll tell you what, if you've not seen Austin Wilson throw, he can add great arm to his list of attributes. Boy, he made us through a strike from deep right field to 3rd base.
So now the infield comes in with Ryan Gorton at the plate and a runner on 3rd, and still only 1 out. Another chance for the Beavers to potentially get a run without a hit. Ryan Gorton walked in his first time at bat. Ryan Dunn, the man 90 feet away at 3rd base, hoping to be driven in by Gorton. Hughes bounces that one in the turf.
Do you remember Dave Parker used to play for the Pittsburgh Pirates, was part of that Willie Stargell and 1979 championship team? That's who this right fielder Austin Wilson reminds me of, because Dave Parker, in addition to being a very big man at 6'5", had a great arm.
2-0 finds the corner of the plate. 2-1 to Gorton.
I'll be aging myself going that far back to find a look-alike.
Well, we just talked a while about Mark Marquis, who's been coaching here for 36 years, so I think you're safe.
Well, it's enough so that I played against Marquis. Oregon State, my junior year, 1982, we won the Northern Division at the time, and we played the six-pack at the time, runner-up with Stanford, and we played down there. Marquis was the coach.
2-2 to Gorton with the infield in. Grounds one foul. Do it again.
Of course, I remember him. I'm not sure he would remember me. That was 1982.
You just have one guy to remember. He's had a few come through the system.
Not only that, he's put a few years between that time and now.
And a few wins.
It's almost staggering to see it. 1,450 something.
Gorton again stays alive with the 2-2. It's pretty rare to see a coach stay at one place for that long. And Dean Stotts, his associate head coach, has been here for all of those years, all 36. Marquis started at Stanford back in 1971, did 5 years as an assistant. And then he brought Stotts on, and Stotts has been his associate head coach the whole time. Ground ball to the left side. Dunn stays at third, and Gorton is thrown out. So an unproductive out there for Gorton in a good RBI opportunity situation. So now 2 down in the inning, and Garrett Hughes gets what he needs there.
Oregon State had a situation just like that in last night's game, and Michael Conforto was running at third base and broke from third base, tried to score, and the shortstop Kenny DeKroger gunned him down at the plate.
And now the Beavs will look for a 2-out RBI hit from Kevin Keyes. 1-0 to Keyes. Beavers with 2 runs in this ball game. 0-10 on the season when they've scored 2 runs or less. And we're only in the 4th. Beavers already with 2 in this game. Could 3 be the magic number? 2-0 to Keyes. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to center in the 2nd inning.
It certainly could be. Oregon State has 3 different league losses, 3-2. They lost 4 different league games by 1 run, but 3 of those occasions the final score was 3-2.
2-0 misses high and tight. 3-0.
Garrett Hughes will not give in here to Kevin Keyes with that runner on third. If he walks him, he walks him. He's just going to make Joey Matthews get the job done.
3-0 to Keyes. Belts that one, but right at the shortstop, DeKroger, who eats it up for the final out of the 4th inning. But the Beavers do scratch across another run. A leadoff walk results in a run for Michael Conforto on the sac fly by Jake Rodriguez. Beavers up 2-0, end of the 4th.